Are you looking to level up your author business?
Are you pounding your head against a wall, wondering what your next step should be? Then join me, Daniel Wilcox.
And me, Sacha Black, as we haul ass each week in a bid to level up.
Level up!
Come along for the ride as we delve deep into the business of writing,
Craft,
entrepreneurship,
and every level of the author journey. This is the Next Level Author Podcast.
Hello, Achievers! This is episode 35 of the Next Level
Authors
podcast. Well, I was going to get through it. A podcast where we hold each other to account and grin and bear each other's antics and track our step-by-step progress as we level up our author business.
Author careers.
Oh, for God's
Business.
sake. Shush, boo. Shush. My name's Sacha Black, and here with me every week is
Daniel
very
Wilcox.
annoying.
I don't know why I'm doing this. It's fine.
It's because you're exhausted and you're about to move house. I think the delirium is hitting.
Yeah.
Tell me, darling, how are you?
Yeah, I'm doing okay. I just doing things, you know what I mean? Like I'm at the point where everything has to happen, so I'm making it happen. And I hate this part of packing because you start off and you always have boxes that are organized, certain things are easier to pack, and it all starts going swimmingly. And then you get to the point where I'm at, where you just find all the things that you're not sure where they should go or what they categorize with. So you then have these boxes of just junk.
Mm-hmm.
So that's kind of where I am, disassembling furniture, just trying to minimize the amount of stuff I'm taking with me on Monday. But yeah, this is the last day I'll be recording from this location, which is a shame because out the window,
you'll have that background, I'm guessing.
Yeah, absolutely. And out my window, it's a beautiful winter's day with the sun going onto the forest outside, which I'm going to miss. But yeah, it'll be a good move.
It's all for the benefit of purchasing a very large debt in the form of a property. So,
yes.
You know, it's all good.
Yeah. How are you?
I'm good. I've had an emotional week for personal reasons, which I'm not going to go into. But work-wise, I've had a good week. I've been doing lots of things that I've been meaning to do for a very long time. And that makes me feel good because they are big things that I wanted to get done. And this is the year of finishing shit. So I am finishing shit, which is excellent. And I think it's going to be a bit of a flurry to get some more things done before the end of the year. But this is the first year I've had like a proper theme. And I'm really glad that I had this as a theme because yeah, I don't know. I've just done things that I really needed to do. So
the themes really help. Yeah, and I think it comes back to when we originally picked our goals and things we've spoken about before. But just having some kind of overarching direction, I guess, of like anything that you do, as long as it contributes to that theme. Because mine this year was production and productivity, and that has very much happened on my side, and will eventually lead to a book about all of that stuff. So yeah, I think they're very useful to have.
Awesome. Okay, success of the week is Victoria L.K. Williams. And Victoria says, I have written every day. Thank you, Nano. And I think that is such a big achievement because I'm not a write every day kind of person, and I'm okay with that. But I think it is such a good habit. And Nano gave me that habit. So back then, all those years ago when I did the first Nano, I didn't have any kind of writing habit. So I did the 30 days and it gave me a writing habit, which I then took and found my own type of process with. But I really think that Nano is overstated for getting the 50K, and actually it's more about just creating a habit. So I love that she did that.
Yeah, well done.
Okay, Patreon. We have one new patron, don't we?
We do.
Edwin Downward, thank you very much for joining us. We're super grateful. And yeah, if anybody else would like to join us on Patreon, and we have now scheduled, did you post?
Yes, we got the dates for the next 3 live Q&As with us. So they're in for January and February, but don't ask me the date right now. December, September Arch. Yeah, but don't ask me the dates off the top of my head.
Okay. All right.
I
Well,
don't know.
you need to be a patron to know them. So go into Patreon and look at the dates. Yeah. So yes, thank you. And if you'd like to join us, then you can join us at patreon.com/next
level authors.
Awesome.
Yes.
Awesome. I'm glad it was
The
that
name of the podcast.
straightforward. Oh my God. Okay. What have you enjoyed this week?
Okay, I very nearly was like, oh, but yeah, there's one thing I very much enjoyed this week, which was Unnatural Selection, which is a 4-part documentary on Netflix about bioengineering and biohacking. And it's, I think the biggest takeaway that I got from that show was a lot of, so I read what I think is a lot of contemporary and modern fiction sort of set around the years that we're in now, sort of over the last 10 years or so. And out of everything I've read, there's not really ever been a mention of any of this kind of stuff in fiction, but it's one of those. So to give people an overview, it's basically all about how you can hack genetics, how people in their back garden are literally altering with genes and sperm and eggs and creating all these different mutated, like positively mutated animals. So for example, there's one guy who breeds dogs and he's actually trying to undo a lot of the damage that humans have done over the years with the dog breeds and try to bring them back to sort of their stronger, more robust cells where they're more resilient to disease and stuff. But at the same time, he's also on track to make a phosphorant dog out of jellyfish DNA. So a dog that will literally just glow, because why not play with genetics? And it's very, very eye-opening because it goes into what's currently happening on a very basic level, like the amount of stuff you can learn from YouTube, the amount of stuff you can buy online to just do your own experiments in your own home, the amount of advances they make in medicine, ways that they're using it to look at pest control and things like that, and animals in general. There's a lot of this happening that is about 10 years more advanced than I probably thought it was. And it's just very interesting to read some, or to watch some of this. And then I've been following up on a few different things on articles and podcasts and stuff. And it's fascinating. And it's also terrifying.
That is pretty terrifying. I'm not going to lie. But okay. So if you're into that kind of stuff, yeah, go watch it.
The thing is with stuff like that, it's going to be coming, and it's going to be more newsworthy over the next 10 years easily. So it's one of those things where it's like you either understand it ahead of time or you just learn when it comes, because it is happening and it is coming.
Okay, well, the thing that I have enjoyed this week is an app called Think Up, and it is an affirmations app, and you can record 3 affirmations for free. And then it gives you like a pretty picture and it plays music behind it. So it's actually quite, what's the word? I don't know, like it's atmospheric, and it makes you listen to the affirmations more than you probably would have done if it was just your plain voice. So yeah, I have really enjoyed that. One thing I wanted to just add before we go into the confessional and then question of the week and comments is I am running a Black Friday deal for a week until the 4th of December. One of the things that I have been doing over the last couple of weeks is upgrading my website, and that is now done, and I now have a web shop. And so I am doing a 15% off all of my books, and also my the Anatomy of Prose Sense course. So if you would like to get 15% off that, you can buy them direct from me, and I will put a link in the show notes to my web shop with the Black Friday 15 discount code. So yeah.
Can I throw a plug in as well?
Yeah, of course.
So for anyone who missed out on this month's NaNoWriMo bootcamp, I am doing an editing bootcamp that is going to run from the 3rd of December to the 17th of December. All the information is at danielwilcox.com. And yeah, if you want to get involved, then there's a chance there.
Whenever you say your website, it sounds like you're saying DannyWilcox.com.
DanielWilcox.com.
Yes.
Link in the show notes. I've never been a Danny. I'm not a Danny.
No, I know. We are shit at promoting, so I thought we ought to do that this week. So I think in
Promotion
all of
the week.
I know. Well, in all of our episodes, we probably like promoted things like maybe 3 times. We're pretty rubbish. Anyway, weekly confessional. Oh God, I haven't even looked at what I was supposed to do.
Dun, dun, dun.
She's shitting myself now. Let's have a look here. I just got
my mine was to merge my 2 websites, which is complete, and keep up with production schedule, which I'm still slightly ahead, which I'm happy with because I'm trying to keep that buffer for Christmas. So yeah, I think that was all of mine.
I
and move.
I don't know why. The problem is I pick these too early for the following week. But mine was to either work on side characters or the publishing course. And I did work on side characters, but I only wrote like 500 words. But hey, I worked on it, so it counts. I get away with it. I have got away with it for another week. However, I have done a fucking metric shitload of other work that I really should have done and work that I was accountable before on and got away with not doing. So yeah, I definitely get away with it this week.
I'll allow it.
Yeah. Okay, comments.
Oh, that's me. So last week's question was, what is your biggest lesson learned from 2020? And we had loads of responses for this. So I'll quickly touch on, because we basically started posting the questions on Instagram. So people that want to get involved in the Instagram stories over there, Sacha's is Sacha Black Author, and mine is Wilcox Author. And we had Shahzad says, I reflected on my values, on what I do and don't care about. I then stopped putting so much effort on the fields that will get me nowhere near my goals and dreams. I found that I did have time to write, etc. Lily says, your mental health is more important than making a project perfect. Totally agree. The resourceful writer says, I learned how to capitalize on my writing strengths and not let my weaknesses paralyze me. Ads Ferreira Author says, to love unconditionally without question. We got quite a few general life ones in there, which I quite liked as well, because obviously the lessons far extend beyond writing. And then let's have a look at some other ones. We got Chelsea Felver says, the biggest lesson 2020 has taught me is that nothing promised, but that doesn't mean giving up is an option, which I love. Kate Holdsworth, lesson from 2020 is that no matter what is happening around me, I now know that I will always fight to keep writing. Until then, I just assumed it would fall by the wayside. It refused. It now feels bigger and stronger than me, which I love it when you get to that point. Carrie Buziak says, accept that you can only do your best, whatever your best is now, which just I think is just a fantastic lesson through and through. Chris Kane, my business can survive me taking needed rests. It can even thrive, which, you know, we might touch on that one week as a question there, because that's quite a big thing to acknowledge. And Victoria L.K. Williams, that I can do without all the stuff we pile into our daily life. When you're limited on where you can go or see, the priorities become clear. I proved to myself I can write more than 2 to 3 books a year. She wrote 5, published 4, 2 short stories, and created 2 box sets, which is awesome. And then the usual slew from people like Edwin, people like Meg, people like Caitlin. So thank you everyone for getting your comments in.
Awesome. Bum, ba-da-dum, ba-da-dum, ba-bum, bum, ba-da-bum, ba-bum. Question of the week. I am so excited.
I like that you feel like you're building it up.
I know, yeah. Well, I'm super devious because this week is
At me, bro.
Ironically, I am going to really struggle to answer this question. However,
Good.
we are not starting with the question. We are starting with something else.
Oh,
so,
fucking hell.
Yes, be afraid. Be very afraid. So, Daniel, do you trust me?
That's a big question. I think you're going to want the answer.
do
Yes.
you trust? You do. Okay.
I do trust you.
Excellent. Right. I need you to agree to do something without knowing what that thing is. Oh, I can't help it. I can't help it. Well,
I'll let you have your moment, because I think people are going to like this.
Oh, I'm so sorry.
How evil you are.
I know. Oh.
Okay.
Are you going to do it?
Let's do it.
You're going to do it?
Yeah.
Excellent. Okay. We have 1 month, okay, to do this because you're moving, and so I don't want to put too much pressure on you, given that you're basically going to lose the next week. So maybe I'll give you 5 weeks and me 4 weeks, and so we'll have them. Or let's just say we've got 5 weeks, so you've got a full month, okay? Right. I'm not going to tell you the task until after you've answered the question, which I think it will probably be obvious.
Freaking hell. It's like
I know. I told you this
Riddler.
is. I know. Right. In terms of business, writing, or anything that you want to achieve, what, sir, have you been putting off?
So the first thing that comes to me is Well, no. The first thing that comes to me is mostly zeroing in and honing on marketing and promotion, and actually getting some kind of like social media plan together, from which it's regular, it's branded, it's, you know, not, I don't want it to be all like corporate and stuff, but obviously you want to get in there that you're promoting your books and things and all that stuff. And it's just something that I don't know if I've actively been putting it off, but I've just not been prioritizing it as a thing. So my social media is very sporadic on all of my platforms. There's no real strategy or plan at the minute. It's just me speaking with people, following people, occasionally posting photos and stuff. If I do have like a boot camp or a book on sale, I'll post some stuff, but it's not very curated. It's not very thought through. And most of that has just been just because of the sheer volume of production I've been focused on. And obviously all the stuff I've been getting into place for the author services game as well. So I'd probably say that side of things. Ads I need to get a bit more to grips with. So probably the promotional side of what my backlist is, because I actually yesterday put together some new art, which I'm going to be rolling out over the next few days, weeks, which I put every single one of my products, my books that I've currently got available for sale. And it looks quite nice when it's all together. So I need to actually find a way to start strategically marketing that stuff and reaching new readers and pushing it to people a bit more actively.
Sorry.
Go on.
No, go ahead.
So that's one thing. And then also one thing I'm going to be doing that I've again been putting it off because I feel like I need to have a proper think about it, is recruiting a review team for Devil's Rock Publishing so that we can get some content marketing out there, so that we can have people reviewing contemporary horror books, networking with other horror publishing houses, and taking on their books to review, and doing all this kind of like mingling and stuff is another part of what I want to do at some point. And I've kind of not been putting off, but again, just deprioritizing it compared to everything else.
Okay.
Is that where you thought I was going to go?
I had a feeling the marketing plan might be one. But the other one that I'm not sure is because have you launched your coaching business yet officially?
Not officially, no. I've got the website in place now, so I'm going to start doing some more wider promotion on that.
So there's nothing else you feel like deeply, like, you know, in the back of your head you should be doing, but you're not doing? Nothing.
I feel like this is loaded. I feel like
it's not because it came from the fact that I know I put off
all the stuff
least,
you've been putting off. Yeah,
at least 8 months. I put off upgrading my website, and I put off creating a web shop because I just didn't think I was capable, and I put off doing my mailing list and moving my mailing list over. And in the last 2 weeks, the last 10 days, I have done all of those things. There are some other things that I can and should and probably really ought to do, primarily of which is to decide once and for all what my free thing is going to be on my fiction. And then equally, because I messed it up, obviously I wrote a whole book, a whole novella, intending for that to be my free thing, and now it's the 4th book in the series, so it can't be. So I kind of screwed myself over there. So I guess I need to work out what that is going to be. And then I have on 2 separate occasions gone to do something free for my nonfiction lot, and stumbled twice at the hurdle. So and it's less really about me doing it and more about giving myself the headspace to do the thinking about it, because I don't have any problems executing when I decide that I'm going to do something, as the last 2 weeks have shown. The problem is giving myself enough headspace to think and consider and really know that strategically that's the thing that I want to do. So yeah, like that is the things I need to do really, is to decide what is the top point of my marketing funnel. I don't know, whatever you want to call it. Because I would like a free offering for both fiction and nonfiction on Amazon. And so it was easier for me to answer this question because obviously I have done the work to stop putting off stuff, and also found a trick to make myself do the things that I don't want to do by engaging my competition with myself. So for those who have been listening for a while, for those who this is the first episode, Dan and I have been talking about strengths, and it's the Clifton Strengths, which is like a personality test, and Becca Sun coaches on Clifton Strengths, and we've both taken ours, and I have had coaching on mine, Dan has not, but I have really learnt a lot about myself and how to get more out of myself. And one way to do that, because competition is my number one strength, is to make everything a competition, but in particular where I feel resistance. So, and it's not resistance in terms of like genuine exhaustion or, you know, being empty and therefore not having the ability to write. It's resistance in terms of things like knowing that this is good for me and I really ought to do it and I'm just avoiding it, like quitting sugar, of which I'm now on day 6 or 7. Nice. Quitting, like starting spin bike and doing more exercise, upgrading my website, moving my mailing list, you know, all of this stuff. So yeah, I basically made it a competition, and it just like, I just feel like if we can inspire everybody to do one thing that they know they ought to be doing and they haven't been doing, then yeah, and maybe actually when we talk about this in a month's time after we've done the thing, we can see if what other people, let's get people to agree to do something in a month's time. Let's make it a game or a competition with everybody else. Yeah, okay, cool. Maybe we can even do a giveaway. Like, well, yeah, fuck it. Yeah, I feel
like you're having a very one-sided conversation right now.
Sorry, I'm very excited by this. I'm sorry.
But yeah, I think like it's a bit easier on my side, I think, to know. Again, it's not. I don't feel like I've necessarily been putting things off. Just I've been trying to juggle priorities and things, and I've been in a position where I've been slowing down certain things over the past month or so anyway, to do a lot of the foundational stuff that I want to do with, because all my coaching stuff with the business wasn't due in my head to even get started until January. Mm-hmm. And now the website and all the foundations are done. So I'm actually like well ahead of where I should be on those. But then I've been chipping away at bits and pieces, and obviously more things pop up. So I feel like I'm in a relatively good position with workload, but yeah, there are some sort of more global strategic things that I need to put a bit of time into working out. And also the production timeline that we put together, I need to have a review of that and make sure that I've got it ingrained in my head of what I want to do and when, and make sure it's still realistic to what next year will be time-wise.
Okay, so here's what I'm going to say then. Because we've obviously got Christmas and you're moving, and Christmas is a bit of a mental time for most people. And Christmas isn't really just a week. It's more like 2 weeks because the kids are off school and all of that nonsense. And then there's New Year's. So let's say on our last episode of January, because we're going to look, it's the end of November now anyway. By the time this airs, it will be the end of November. So then that means even if we had a month, it would be the month of December, which is probably not the best month to get people to engage in doing this. So let's say we have until the end of January. You've got to have your marketing rebranded, planny, jobby, what's it, whatever it is, thing that you've been talking about.
Okay.
And I have to have some kind of a plan, decision, like marketing funnel diagram, whatever, I don't know, whatever it's going to be. I need to know for both fiction and nonfiction what my free offering is going to be, over and above my freebie on the autoresponders. And then everybody listening, if you want to join in, I will put in.
I love this.
Do you?
Mm-hmm.
Wicked. So for everybody who agrees to join in, we have not planned this, so I'm like, oh my god, what are we going to give away? Like, making us agree to do stuff. But for everybody who joins in and then comments that they've done the thing that, and it can't just be like, you know, oh, write 1,000 words. It's got to be something you're genuinely putting off doing, and therefore it will benefit you to do this thing.
Doesn't have to be writing, can be anything.
Yes, exactly, Dan. I love that. Thank you. Yeah, if you comment what that thing is in this week's episode, and then when we come back together at the end of January, you have achieved that thing, then you will go into a hat and we will draw a random winner. And what are we going to give away?
I will give away a free half-hour coaching call.
Awesome.
So just half an hour, no holds barred, whatever you want to talk about for half an hour, I'll jump on Zoom and chat with you.
Awesome. And then I will give away a copy of Anatomy of Prose. And shall I do a half an hour consult as well? And then we can have 2 winners maybe. Yeah, we'll do 2 winners. One, you'll do a coaching call. I don't coach. I'll do a consulting call, half an hour consulting call, and the winner will also receive. Or maybe we'll have 3 winners, and whoever gets drawn out third will get the Anatomy of Prose copy.
Sounds like a plan.
Signed copy.
You heard it here first, folks.
There you go.
Live brainstorming.
Yeah. Yeah, like fuck it, Rolo, like Rolo, YOLO.
Rolos are delicious.
Oh God, you can tell that I'm thinking about sugar and
chocolate. You live once, Raggy.
Yeah, I love this game. We haven't done anything like this before, and I
love it.
Made it up on the spot. I actually did make this bit up.
If you do comment on this post, we will be following up with all of you at the end of January.
You are brutally savage.
Yeah,
but yes, we will. All right then.
Jeez.
Okay, so how are we leveling up our business this week?
I'm gonna move.
Yeah, you are.
That's it. That's all I'm doing.
I am going to complete the. I can't say complete because I don't know whether I'm going to be able to delete my other account. I am going to switch on the new autoresponders. I basically need to have the mailing list move as complete as is humanly possible, bearing all technological constraints like the fact that I can't delete one account for a month or a week or whatever it is, and all of that stuff. So yeah, I need to finish the stuff that I need to do, like putting the pop-up live integration stuff thingies, jobby, whatever.
Jargon.
Yeah, it's just basically to give me as much leeway as possible.
I think that's cheating, Sasha.
Fuck you. I have done so much work in the last week. I am so fucking proud of myself. Yo, not taking that away.
I'm not trying to.
Audience question of the week. So, bitches. What are you putting off? What are you putting off that you're going to join in this fun chaos and carnage for? Yeah, what are you putting off, guys?
Be honest, now's the time to work past that obstacle together. We will drag you along
together. And I am sorry for my excessively bubbly cheerleader type positivity this week. I was super excited.
Yeah, where the hell has this come from?
I don't know. I was just excited for this week because it's going to help so many people to do the thing that they need to do.
Part of me is very tempted to say I will lose a stone, but I'm also one of these people who understands that losing fat also requires muscle. So it might not necessarily be a stone, but I am going to lose a significant amount of weight. Over Christmas, no less.
That is like a double achievement. Are you putting that as
It's not my thing. That's something I'm going to do.
Okay. All right.
I will say, I think, so confidently, I think I can say I'm going to lose half a stone.
I wish I could say that.
Do it. Join me, Sister Black.
Oh, I am. I'm way ahead of you. I quit sugar like a week ago. I've been on the spin bike, doing taekwondo, but I'm a woman and women carry fat differently. And I cannot confidently say that I will lose half a stone because I don't know how my body's going to react. I'm doing everything I can, brother. But, I'm not that confident when it comes to weight loss.
Okay.
But yeah,
if that's one of people's things, then jot that down as well.
Awesome. Yeah, we're just going to make you all accountable to everything. All right. Nice. That's it then, I suppose.
Yeah.
Now, thank God, now I can stop smiling. I'm joking, sort of.
Yeah.
Right, okay. We'll see you next week. Bye.
Bye.
Hungry for more?
If you enjoyed this podcast, you can hear more of my angelic accent and Dan's dulcet tones on our other podcasts.
For more of me, check out the Great Writers Share podcast.
For more of me, listen to the Rebel Author podcast. We'll be back next week holding each other to account as Dan
and Sacha
become
Next level
authors.